This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I'm joined by one of the very first people I met in the wine business when I arrived on these shores some 28 years ago, Mr. Steven Campbell. Steven is on the board of directors for Grapes for Humanity. Grapes for Humanity are a wonderful fundraising organization. Steven, would you mind explaining exactly what it is that Grapes for Humanity have been doing since 2001 and where they are today?
Well, Christianity was formed over 20 years ago with the idea of helping people all over the world deal with the landmines. Really, to be honest, it was victims of landmine, clearing landmines, providing prosthetics for landmine victims.
I see.
As it was started by Tony Asper, Canada, the most famous wine writer,
Yeah.
and a woman named Arlene Willis, who was an American. Her brother at 18 was killed by landmine in Vietnam. And they're an amazing organization because in their 20-year history, it's been run by volunteers, and if they raise $1, 95 cents of it gets to the people who need the money. So very, very efficient. I had worked with them on a number of events over the years. And when COVID happened, I went to them with a new idea. I suggested that we do a wine auction and that we raise money for hospitality. Hospitality was my whole career, 40 years of working in hospitality. And I was crushed to see the restaurant industry be closed down. So, the Grapes for Humanity board welcomed that idea, and we had our first virtual wine auction. These were the first virtual wine auction in Canada because they were not allowed before COVID, and thankfully they changed the rules for us. And that very first auction raised a record $500,000. And it was just with that success, the board of directors of Grapes for Humanity said, "Steve, do you mind joining the board? Maybe you can help us." And I said, "Yeah, I'm really happy to join the board, but I really, COVID's going to be over, and I want to turn our attention to, I think, which is the number one danger in our world, and that is global warming, climate change."
Right.
And let's raise money to support, things that can help us, get away from the impacts of climate change. So the board was amenable to that. I joined the board, and now we've had a series of three wine auctions. And my little idea, I'm told, has turned out to be the number one charity wine auction in all of Canada. Which is really fantastic. But, climate change and global warming's impacts are growing every day. And we've seen that in certainly this year all across the world. And here at home, we had first of all, in the winter, for the wineries in British Columbia and Nova Scotia,
yes,
they had incredible damage to their yields. I was talking to a BC vintner last week whose crop was down two-thirds from last year, will take years to recover. And then we've had a record wildfire season. So we need to do something. I think that's, the message. But the question is always for people is, how can I help? How can I help an organization that's doing a charity wine auction? Well, you know what? You can help, First of all, if you're a wine lover, you can, and have a wine cellar. Not all of us do, but some of us do. You can donate wine to our auction. And if you go to grapesforhumanity.com, you will find out information on how you can do that. We're not make it too difficult. And the other thing you can do, if you're a wine agent, you're listening to this, I know a lot of Good Food Revolution supporters are wine agents. You know who in your portfolios who are people who are passionate about doing something about the climate. And we're looking for global winemakers to provide us with one-of-a-kind tours, tastings, dinners, lunches, accommodation from all over the world, whether it's in Tuscany or Napa or McLaren Vale. Those things are highly sought after in our auctions. Those kind of one-of-a-kind experiences are highly sought after. And you could be a restaurateur. Restaurateurs are also fans of your blogs, and so you can donate dinners for us. We're looking for every way you can help. And just say you're just a consumer. What can a consumer do? Well, as a consumer, you can watch for our auctions, and you can look for the things that we're offering, and you can buy them. And the thing about our auction, and one of the things, Jamie, that I'm always been a supporter of is the Canadian wine community. And
Okay.
so our auctions don't just sell, the top Bordeaux or Napa Valley or
Very
Margaret River Cabernet. Once again, we're supporting Canadian wine. And so one of the things that is unique, and our first time we're doing it, is we're offering a series of micro lots. These are micro lots, will be 10 cases only
okay.
of wines that are created by three star winemakers. So, for example, we have Emma from 30 Bench, we have Gabrielle from Cape Springs, and we
Oh,
have
yes.
Charles Baker from Stratus making one Riesling.
I
We
see.
have Kelly Mason from Kalus, and Jessica from Tawes, and Anne Sperling from Laley getting together to make a Bordeaux blend. This is a
Oh,
couple of
fantastic.
examples
Yeah.
of wines we're doing. And there's going to be a bunch of them, and very exciting. It's something new, and I think we'll have a lot of interest for people. We're also doing a bunch of one-of-a-kind wine tours and tastings. Laura Catena from Argentina has promised us a
Yes.
beautiful tour and tasting in their
Wow.
award-winning winery. And Miguel Torres is another one who's promised us one-of-a-kind tour tasting in Spain, and there'll be more of those in our auctions. Next auction will be held in Earth Month, and will conclude on Earth Day, Monday, April 22nd. We really want to focus in on who we're raising money for, and we thought this would be the very best time to conclude our auction.
So when will people be able to look at the auction lots themselves? Because right now you're in the process of getting all of this stuff, consolidating all of these lots together.
That's right. This is the stage we're at right now, is consolidation of lots. We're going to be, we'll be ahead of the auction. Hopefully a month before the auction, people will be able to, see that everything that we're being offered, everything is being offered. And and we're working this year again with Waddington's auction house. So they will be providing us their services, and that's the site that the auction will be on. And they're the only auction house in Ontario that's allowed, is licensed by the LCBO to hold
Right.
wine auctions here in province.
And who are the three beneficiaries this year?
We decided to have three organizations. Yes, the Halo Trust, when they approached us when the war in Ukraine started, and they already had something like 11 people on the ground in the Ukraine, because it was already in a civil war
Yeah.
situation with lots of mines. And we're very pleased to continue to support the Halo Trust. We're going to support Tree Canada. Tree Canada, last year, our donation was good enough to plant 65,000 trees.
Wow.
And also we're going to support the Nature Conservancy of Canada, the #1 nonprofit that just keeps amassing more and more land that will never be developed. We'll never have to worry about it turning into Doug Ford turning it into a condominium.
I hear you. Now, we will catch up with you again, perhaps in the spring, when just before the auction, when momentum is really gaining pace, and we look forward to catching up with you then.
I would really appreciate that. Thanks so much. And come on, join us. Together, we can make a difference. I think that's got to be the message.
Superb. Thanks, Steve. Bye for now.
Thanks. Bye.